And Mamata Banerjee is now directly intervened, writing to Prime Minister Modi over Chief Secretary Alapan Bandyopadhyay's transfer. She says, and I quote in her letter, shocked and stunned by the centre's unilateral order. The centre's order is legally untenable and unconstitutional. Remember that the Mamata government has been maintaining that the state government wasn't consulted, as is the norm, before this kind of a decision was taken by the centre. Sources, meanwhile, have told us that the centre is likely to initiate disciplinary action against the Bengal Chief Secretary if he does not report to Delhi, and he has not done that so far. So the centre at this point could take action against him, even as Mamata Banerjee has also stepped into the fray. She's written to Prime Minister Modi saying that this kind of action is untenable, it's unconstitutional. Indrajit Kundu is joining us with more details on this. Indrajit, things are quickly escalating from both sides. Just give us first the details of what Mamata Banerjee has said in her letter to the Prime Minister.
Well, this is on expected lines, Akshita. Yesterday we had said, sources were telling us that Alapan Bandyopadhyay will not be reporting to North Block today. The time, of course, was 10 o'clock this morning. And we were also given to understand that Alapan Bandyopadhyay may be attending a crucial meeting to review the pandemic situation here at the State Secretariat at 3 o'clock that had been called by Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. And it seems that is going to be the case because Mamata Banerjee has just written a letter to the Prime Minister, of course, calling this entire move unprecedented. And what she also goes on to state is that just a few weeks prior to this development, there was consultation that took place between the state government and the central government, where the state government has sought an extension for Alapan Bandyopadhyay. As we have been saying, Alapan Bandyopadhyay superannuates today. He's officially supposed to retire today. His tenure comes to an end today. However, the state government had wanted a 3-month extension because Alapan Bandyopadhyay, the Chief Secretary, is also the head of the task force that has been formed by the West Bengal government to manage COVID in the state. And therefore, keeping in mind the pandemic situation, the state had asked for 3 months extension for Alapan Bandyopadhyay, and that had been granted by the central government. So Mamata Banerjee writes that only a few days back, on my request, you had kindly allowed, and the government of India had issued an order to extend his services for 3 months as Chief Secretary beyond 31st May 2021 for the purpose that he could serve the states severely affected by the second wave of pandemic of COVID-19 in critical times, which has further been devastated by an extremely severe cyclone. I presume that said order of 24th May 2021 granting extension as Chief Secretary, issued after mutual written consultation and on the basis of the reasons deliberated upon during such consultation in accordance with due process, stands and ought to stand in any case. In this regard, I seek your kind confirmation in public interest and in the larger interest of the people of the state of West Bengal in these difficult times. Then she goes on to elaborate the All India Service themselves laws and how it is important for such transfers that there is a consultation between the state government and the central government whenever an officer from the state cadre is moved to central deputation. And she says that hasn't taken place in this case. And therefore, the West Bengal government, of course, calling this order of the central government as unilateral and unprecedented. And Mamata Banerjee ends the letter saying that I sincerely look forward to an earnest federal cooperation in these green times. In the spirit which I had flown to Kalaikunda to see you on 28th May of 2021. She puts a reference of the Kalaikunda meeting and she says that the federal structure will be honored by the central.
Okay, this is very, very interesting. Mamata Banerjee saying that the centre had given the nod for an extension of the Chief Secretary's term for 3 months, which means till August he was set to be in Bengal. She said that that's why he cannot be moved right now or transferred. This even as the centre, sources tell us, will take strict action against the Chief Secretary Alapan Bandyopadhyay for not reporting to the North Block as expected today. Indrajit, thank you for